On the steps of the very building that had come under attack just 2 weeks prior,
I, Joseph Robinette Biden.
Joe Biden was sworn in as the 46th president of the United States, delivering a promise to restore faith in government.
This is Democracy's Day, a day of history and hope.
Yet Biden's first year has instead been overshadowed by setbacks, political strife, and the unrelenting crush of the pandemic.
A lot of unfortunate things have happened in his first year, many of which he had no real control over.
I'll shut down the virus.
Bringing COVID-19 under control was a central campaign promise for Biden. Hallelujah. The day he took office, the U.S. death toll from the pandemic stood at 500,000. Vaccines delivered optimism it would all end soon. Biden even declared July 4th Independence Day from the virus.
We are emerging from the darkness of years, a year of pandemic and isolation, a year of pain, fear, and heartbreaking loss.
The Delta and Omicron variants had other plans. So did Biden's Republican opponents.
They've sent a message to say, you know what, get vaccinated, but it really ain't going to do anything for you.
Protect us, don't inject us.
They sowed discord over vaccines and vaccination mandates. Suddenly, the country that oversaw the development of vaccines was left lagging behind the world in vaccination rates, while deaths soared past 800,000.
All of the disinformation and misinformation has become very problematic. People don't know who to trust, who to turn to, and we're going to have to do a lot of work to repair that in the future.
The Biden administration had its own missteps on pandemic messaging, promising booster shots for everyone before regulators had approved them. Just 53% of Americans now approve of his response to the pandemic, down 20 points from the start of the year.
We're navigating a completely new virus with changing epidemiology, changing virology, and a changing political landscape is extremely complicated.
On the political front, Biden's domestic agenda has been sidelined by the realities of a slim majority in Congress. His $4 trillion infrastructure and social spending package has been derailed. Key issues like voting rights legislation have stalled, as moderate Democrats refuse to back the Biden agenda. God bless the USA. While Republican hardliners, loyalists to former President Donald Trump, continue to push lies about a stolen election, undermining Biden's legitimacy.
The biggest factor that has really made governing difficult for Biden has been the thing that he promised to bring, which was unity.
The chaotic and sudden U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan only furthered perceptions of an administration in free fall, even though Biden was adhering to a departure plan set by Trump. Biden has paid dearly in the polls. His overall approval rating has sunk from a high of 57% in January to 42% today.
There are just so many things that have made Biden less popular because Americans thought they were voting for competence and normality and solutions.
Yet if there's one overarching issue dragging Biden down, it's the economy and rising consumer prices.
The number one issue was the economy and inflation. And it really comes down to making people's lives better.
Inflation is at its highest level since 1990. The supply chain crunch has only added to his woes. And Biden's agenda hasn't yet delivered relief to millions of middle-class voters, despite record-setting job creation.
Look at my presidency so far. It's a jobs presidency, and it's a small business presidency.
It all suggests trouble ahead for the president and his party. Democrats are eyeing substantial losses in the 2022 midterms, when Republicans are likely to regain control of the House and possibly the Senate. Republicans are likely to use any newfound majority to launch congressional investigations and stoke the culture wars. Yet Biden also has a chance to turn things around. The next year will prove crucial for salvaging his presidency and his legacy, even if the lessons from his first year suggest it may be largely decided by factors beyond his control. Jackson Proskow, Global News, Washington.